Hey folks, Rick Crawford here. As you know, recently we secured a provision in the Farm Bill to allow for hot rotisserie chicken to be acceptable for SNAP. And so what we're trying to do today, we're going to do a little shopping here at, we're in Harrisburg. We're going to do a little shopping at Edwards Food Giant, pick up a few items and show you how you can make the most of a hot rotisserie chicken. We are now in the kitchen of the beautiful Northeast Arkansas Rice Research and Extension Center and get ready to prepare two dishes. One is the chicken enchilada casserole and the other is the chicken pot pie using the hot rotisserie chicken. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our enchilada casserole. So if you see what I'm doing here, I cut those in half like this. So that's really all you need is just a little bit of that on the bottom. Now I'm going to show you why I cut those tortillas in half like that. So you put them like this, so they go all the way to the edge of the pan, and you get better coverage. That's the bottom, what that should look like. I'll set that aside for now. I'm going to start with the legs. Hot, you can see that steam coming off there. This is fresh out of the rotisserie. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull that, it comes so tender, it comes right off the bone. Mash it down there and just give it a few turns. You'll get most of that and then just kind of reposition to get what you missed. All right, now this is where you can be as creative as you want to be. So, you know, you start with a little bit of salt and pepper, whatever. Like I said, be a little sparing with the salt because we always have so much salt in our food anyway, so you don't have to get crazy. I like to put a little onion powder in there, get a little extra. And of course, I don't hardly eat anything without garlic in it. I love garlic. I haven't gotten nuts, but I've got a pretty good coverage there. So now we've got that ready to go. Now the last thing I'll do before I mix it up, I like to incorporate a little bit of cheese actually into the chicken. So I'm using some sharp cheddar here. And that is pretty much all you really need. And this will mix in, because this is a hot chicken, you just get your hands in there and mix that in like that. And that cheese will incorporate into that real easy, nice. You get the spice you want. That's a lot of good chicken meat right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and work this stuff in. So the same thing here. These are cut flat like that, so you can get as much coverage as you get, how that works into the corner like that. And that's what your finished casserole looks like before we do this. We're going to oil it up a little bit, not much, just like we did on the bottom of the pan. This is going to give you a little bit of a crisp. 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Just watch it. Now we get our enchilada sauce. We've already got cheese already in it, but we're going to put a little extra. Because who doesn't like a little extra melted cheese on the top of their enchilada? Take this out. I'm going to put it back in there for just a few minutes and that'll be ready to go. All right, now we're ready to start working on our pot pies. Now I use puff pastry. You buy this, it's in the freezer section. So it's frozen when you get it. It takes about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to relax. So it's now ready to go. I'm going to cut this thing in half like this. And it's already folded in thirds. So that makes it really easy just to go right on the seam and cut that in thirds. Okay? So we got that ready to go. So now we've got that greased pan. You can pat this out a little bit in your hand like this. Lay it in here like this and let that sort of relax while we're waiting for our pot pie ingredients. So we'll do that. Okay, that's going to sit there, continue to just sort of warm up and get a little more pliable. And then now we'll start working on our chicken. Now just same thing we did with the enchilada casserole. Same deal. Just pick that apart, use your shredder, go to town. Here we go. Put that in the bowl. This is, from a time standpoint, this is really, really easy. So you'll take that, put that in your chicken. Okay? Now as I told you before, I'm a big fan of garlic. So I'm going to put some garlic in there because I like it. Onion powder adds a nice little savory touch. You don't need a whole heck of a lot of salt, but go ahead and put some salt in there. You can smell that garlic coming off of there. I like cream of mushroom, just gives you a little different flavor. I like it. Just go ahead and dump that whole can in there like that. What I like to do with this chicken broth, you don't want, by the time this bakes, if you don't put a little bit of this in there, it's going to feel dry. It's going to taste a little dry. So now we're just going to mix this up real good here. Take about a spoonful of this, like that. Doesn't take much. And just work it in there, like that. So now we've got that loaded up. What you want to do, this is nice and relaxed. Just bring it over like this, and find the corner here. Bring it over like this, and just kind of close that up. When this gets in the oven, 350 for about 20, 25 minutes, and that's just going to come out really pretty. All right, started with 2 whole rotisserie chickens, 2 completely different meals. The chicken cheese enchilada casserole. I love this. It's real quick and easy, straightforward, easy to make, pretty hearty. You add the seasoned rice and the beans on the side. Makes a great meal. And then we have the pot pies. This is, I think kids kind of like these. They puff up pretty with the puff pastry. You can use biscuits if you want to. I've done that before too. And you can even use the ready-made pie crust if you'd rather. But I just think you get it's a tastier. The puff pastry is tastier, and I think you get a nicer aesthetic. It just looks, look at that. I mean, it looks really nice. So there you go. Chicken pot pies, chicken cheese enchiladas.